everyone, welcome to another episode of Coding Bytes. I am Tinza, an educator at Coding Lab. Our lives are so busy these days, and we are often searching for things to make our lives easier. One example would be audiobooks, where we can listen to them on the go instead of having to find a place to sit down and physically open a book. What if we can do the same for our class notes? Well, we have just the thing for you. Our text-to-speech converter will help you convert any PDF text file into audio files so that you can listen to them on the go. We'll be making use of modules, loops, exception handling, and methods in our program. Now, let's take a look at what we'll be doing today. Here's the program we'll be creating. First, there's a statement to explain what this program is about. Then it asks for my PDF file name. So I'll type in the name and then press enter. Next, it will ask me for the file name that I want to save my audio file as. So I will type in the name as well and then press enter. It will say downloaded once it has done so. The audio file will be found in the same folder where your Python program is. So now that we have seen how this program works, let us start coding. As this is the Python program, I'll be making use of the Python 3.10.4 software and code on idle. Please feel free to use any software that supports Python or install Python through the link in our description box below. To help us convert text to speech or audio in Python, we'll be making use of two modules, PyPDF2 and PyTTS-X3. Before we can use them on idle, we will need to first install them. For Windows users, please open Command Prompt, and for Mac users, please open Terminal. Once you have opened Command Prompt or Terminal, we'll begin installing the PyPDF2 module using the command pip install PyPDF2. If there's any errors, you can use the alternative command in the description box below. Mine's this requirement already satisfied since it's already installed, but on your device, installation should begin. Next, we'll install the PyTTS-X3 module using the command pip install PyTTS-X3. Again, you can use alternative commands in the description box below. Once both are installed, we are now ready to use both modules in our Python program. Now let's get back to our Python program. To use the modules, we will need to import them. Firstly, I will import PDF Reader from the PyPDF2 module using the command from PyPDF2 import PDF Reader. Then I will import the PyTTS-X3 module using the command import PyTTS-X3. With that, we are done with the prep work. Let us now get started on the main program. I'll first print a statement to explain what the program does. Go ahead and customize this based on your liking. Then I'll ask for the document that I want to convert using the input function. I will save this in the variable called document. Inside the brackets, I will type in my question. Since this will be a PDF file, I have added the .pdf at the back using plus. Once we know the document to convert, we need to open it so that Python can read and analyze the text inside. To do so, we will use the open function. I will save the data inside the file in the file variable. Next, I will ask for the name that I want to save my audio file as. I will save this in the variable called file name. Since this will be an audio file, I have added the .mp3 at the back. Lastly, to signal that the download is complete, I will print downloaded. At this point, let us try testing the program to make sure it's working. Let me first enter the document name. Next, I will enter the name that I want to save my audio file as. After entering both details and the download is complete, you will see this print statement. So with that, everything is working. However, I am using this program like a perfect user would without any mistakes. What if I want to enter a document name that does not exist? Let's try it out. I have run the program again and tried just that. You can see that it produces an error called file not found error because the file does not exist. Then the program ends. However, I do not want the program to end and force the user to restart the program. To fix this, we will use exception handling. Going back to the Python program, what we want to do is ask for the name of the document and try to open it. If it can be opened, the document exists. Otherwise, there'll be an error. To do so, we will use try and accept. I will first add the try keyword here, and then indent these two lines of code by selecting them and pressing the tab key. By doing so, I am saying that I want to try out these two lines of code and test for errors. Next, I will add the accept keyword and print an error message. You can customize it however you like. Once we are done, we will test it again. Let us try a document name that does not exist. Now we do not see the red error message, and instead we see our error message being printed. This is great. However, the user will still need to restart the program to try again properly. To allow the user to restart the program without manually running the program again, we will make use of loops. To make the program ask for the document name again in the event of errors, and only move on once a valid document name is entered, we will be making use of while loops. Firstly, I will create a Boolean flag. This will help with continuing or stopping the while loop. I will name it retry and save the value true in the variable. To ensure that the while loop is repeated as long as retry is true, I will type in while retry equals true. And to make sure the selected statements are inside the while loop, I will use the tab key. Lastly, to stop the while loop and ask the name of the audio file once the valid document name is entered, I will type in retry equals false here to stop the while loop. Now, let us test the program. I have first entered an invalid document name. Over here, we see the error message being printed, and we also see the question about the document name being asked again. If I keep entering invalid document names, we see the same question being asked again. Now, let me enter a valid document name. This time, it has moved on to the next question about the audio file name. Once I enter in that information, it will print downloaded to signal the end of the program. Great, our program is working well so far. However, we have not actually done the part about converting the text into an audio file. So let us do that now. Earlier, we installed and imported two modules. We will be making use of the methods and attributes in these modules to help us with our program. Firstly, we'll be using the PDF reader method to help us extract the text from our file. I have added the file variable inside the bracket so that we are extracting the text from our selected file. And I have saved this inside the reader variable. Then I will need somewhere to save the extracted text in. So let me make a variable called text. Next, I will need to check through all the pages in the PDF file to extract the text from. To do so, I will use a for loop to keep checking through every single page until there are no more pages left. I will type in this for statement for page num in range len reader dot pages, with page num representing the current page number being checked. This statement will check through all the pages in the PDF file. Inside the data variable, I'll be storing the data found on every single page. Then I'll be extracting the text from the data variable and adding it into the text variable using this statement, text plus equals data dot extract text. This will save all of the extracted text inside the text variable. Now we need to convert the text into audio. Firstly, we will initialize the text-to-speech engine and save it in the engine variable. Next, we will be converting the text into audio and saving it into the file that we asked for earlier. We will use the method engine.save to file. Lastly, we will run all the commands and wait for them to be completed using the method, engine, talks, run, and wait. Once everything is done, the audio will be downloaded and the print statement will run. Now, let's test the program. Let us first enter a valid document name and enter the audio file name. There may be a slight delay depending on how long it takes for the conversion and download to be completed. Once it is done, you should see downloaded being printed. When I check the folder that my Python program is in, I should find my audio file, and when I open it, I should also be able to hear the audio file playing. Of course, just take note that it may not be the perfect result that you want because text extraction is tricky. This is due to different factors such as presence of images in PDF files or use of different layouts in the same PDF file. You can read more in the description box below. Otherwise, we are done with our text-to-speech program. We can now go ahead and convert text in our PDF files, such as our own personal notes, into audio files for us to listen to while on the go. You can further customize the voice for your audio file. For example, maybe the AI voice is speaking too fast, or you would like to change the voice itself. You can definitely do so. There are different attributes such as speech rate and voice. Right now, we are using the default values of these attributes, but you can modify them to get the desired voice for your audio file. You can check out the description box below to see how you can make such changes. With that, we have come to the end of this episode. I hope you have learned something with me today. Do give us a like if you have enjoyed this video and click subscribe for more Coding Bytes content. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!